he took me to London for a date, and in the afternoon I sat in one of his court cases. And that was my first time ever being in a
It must be love.
So,
I bet you were sat there like, wow.
I was like, give me the ring now, we can get married.
Welcome to Sisterhood, and today's episode is an absolute corker because we're talking about dating, but not just any dating, right? We're talking about a bad boy. Because people love a bad boy. Or do they? Or do they not? And that's what we're gonna work out together. Dole, tell us who you are and then tell us about the baddest bad boy who you've ever thought you loved.
Wow, that feels like quite a task. Okay, so my name is Tola Doll Fisher. My friends call me Dole. You're my friend, so please call me Dole. I am a writer, editor, and creative director, and former model, and always show off. The question was, which bad boys? I've dated a lot of bad boys in my life.
Have you?
Yeah, my first boyfriend at uni was a bad boy, and I know he was a bad boy, but I still maintain that he was amazing.
What made him bad?
He drove cars like he was in Fast and the Furious, and I was there for it. I absolutely loved it.
Did he have a motorbike? I feel like motorbike
He had a motorbike.
is
Leather jacket.
He fell off
Piercing.
No.
Tattoos on his face.
He was not a rock star. He was a London bad boy.
Okay.
So there's a difference. I was 18, he's 24, and that makes anyone cool, to be honest.
Okay, so hang on. What you've said here is driving recklessly.
He's bad.
Being older makes a bad boy. What do you think makes a bad boy?
I thought you were going to say some type of criminal activity.
Well, there was that, but I was like, how much can I really say on camera? So one of our first, he took me to London for a date, and in the afternoon I sat in one of his court cases. And that was my first time ever being in a
It must be
courtroom.
love.
So,
I bet you were sat there like, wow.
I was like, give me the ring now, we can get married.
Wait, there's a lot to unpack here, but before we stage the intervention, I think I'll just check in. Cass, what's your name and where'd you come from?
My name is Cassandra. I am from Birmingham. I'm a comedian, comedy writer, stand-up, sketch maker.
Baddest bad boy.
That I've ever dated.
Yeah.
You see, the bad boys that I've dated have been bad as in they have bad characters. Not so much they have motorbikes.
But that's your interpretation of a bad boy.
So they only tithe like 50p on a Sunday. No one wants that guy.
No one wants that guy, but yeah, I've never dated someone that is like the traditional bad boy.
Well, what do you think a traditional... Because we've got technical definitions of a bad boy, but I want to know what you think.
I think of something out of a film. So he smokes and he drinks all the time and he, just doesn't help old people with their shopping.
Why am I picturing like a mean Fonzie?
Yes.
Is that...
Yeah, I think
Okay,
so.
let me tell you what what experts say. So there's an evolutionary biologist we call a bad boy hypermasculine. That's what Michael R. Cunningham says. And then Madeleine A. Fugere, I think.
Great name.
Well, if I pronounced it right. PhD, a professor, describes bad boy as men who ooze testosterone, which leads to boldness and is associated with exaggerated sexuality.
Wow.
Yeah. And they may also be rebellious and or emotionally unavailable.
Yes.
So, okay, is this ringing bells?
Yes.
Yes.
Emotionally
Ding, ding, ding.
unavailable, absolutely.
Okay.
Yes. And rebellious, I guess, not really, but definitely emotionally unavailable. Or people that describe themselves as a alpha male.
I think that's what it is as well, like the alpha male energy.
Yeah.
Do you know what? It's a really funny one when it comes to Christian circles, isn't it? Because what makes a man is very confused. Is very confused, and you get these kind of Andrew Tate type, like,
He's like the alpha.
you have to assert
Yeah,
yourself
you have-
over women,
yeah.
like all of that kind of thing. Obviously, he's not Christian, I get that. But there are, elements of Christianity that enforce, like, quite traditional masculine sort of
values,
right? And there are some people who completely disagree with that and who are like, we are all equal. And then there are some people who are like, actually, that is so valuable to have that difference. And I think when done well, masculinity is a real gift, but how often do we see it done well? And that, I think, is what lands us with these bad boys.
Yeah, the bad boy trope. I don't know, because I'm not going to say Jesus was a bad boy, because that might get me cancelled in the Christian world, but I do think we think about the person of Jesus as being this like soft, gentle, kind of effeminate, like he loves us, let's give him a hug. He's always with sheep and like pictures with lambs and young children. First, he was a carpenter. That was a labourer's role, so he would have been strong physically.
Yeah.
And he also was a leader. He took his own path, and he was going off-piste. He was speaking to like prostitutes, people that nobody would talk to, and like lepers. So he was definitely like not doing the kind of standard things I guess some men of the day would have been doing. Like he wasn't going to prostitutes to be with a prostitute, which is what the kind of manly men at that time would have been doing. But so he was kind of like a rebel in a way. And I think we fall for this like stereotype of what we think is a bad boy, because it's like not the norm, and it's the opposite of mundane, it's the opposite of routine, and we're always like chasing this like difference. I don't know where I'm going with this, but Jesus is different. Like Jesus isn't the mundane and isn't the like normal and the kind of everyday. He is different, and we have to like, I think, see him as like the person of Jesus as outside of what we understand like meant to be in this like modern days. Not like our idea of a bad boy, but I think he is a kind of a rebel.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of attractive.
And what I quite like about when you look at like Jesus is that when he did engage with things that somebody might say, you know, when he was showing that sort of soft-heartedness and that grace and stuff like that, there's no way that affected his masculinity.
Absolutely
his masculinity is not fragile, you know, and actually it's that humility that builds that power, that strength, and that's what's really exciting. But for some reason, I feel like, I don't know, like, do we just are gluttons for punishment? We just want more excitement. Like, I know that when I was younger, I mean, my story is a little bit more like yours in terms of like the people I dated. I never went to court for my boyfriend, but I did have to wait outside a police station for him once.
Wow.
When he was arrested for hours. And it's like, and that's, you know, this is in the years, what I would call my years BC, before I became Christian.
Yes.
So obviously, like, it's not a lifestyle that I engage with anymore, but there was something I quite liked about it. I didn't love that moment where you're like sleeping on the plastic benches and the police.
Oh, you did that. You literally did that.
That's really cute.
Yeah, is it cute or is it like
crazy? But at the
Laura
time,
needs
like,
Jesus?
Yeah, a bit of both.
A bit of both. You know, but actually, like, I can remember the way I spoke to my friends about him, and I was trying to like sell things that were toxic and destructive as sexy.
You know what I think it is? I think this starts in school, in primary school.
Oh my gosh, bring me through the whole timeline.
Yeah.
This is what it is. Let's go way back in time. So in primary school, if you look at the cool kids, they were always the ones that were acting up. They were always the ones that were just doing naughty things. And there's something enticing for people about badness and, you know, just being really naughty. I think we get drawn to that in all areas of life.
Is that about sin? Because why are we drawn to like that? Because even the idea of like, when people talk about sex, it's like, it's like behind closed doors and it's hidden and it's dark and it's like this naughty thing, which God created, so it can't be any of those things. But yeah, we're drawn to this like dark. Why are we drawn to darkness? That's weird.
It's just, I think it could just be human nature. We are drawn to doing naughty things. We're drawn to rebelling. We're drawn to all of that, which is why we need Jesus, because Jesus is like, no, I am the light. You are not going to be drawn to that anymore. But I just think it starts way back in that, and it just carries through to life. And then if you don't For example, I am the good one in the family. So
Really?
I am.
What?
I am.
Okay.
Look at me. I wear glasses.
Okay.
Sure you are.
All right. We'll leave that to one side
Yeah.
for now. Sure,
Okay.
sure.
You're the good one.
I'm the good one.
We'll bite.
Yeah. For my family, I am the good one.
Relative.
Yes. But you see, I've lost my point now. I used to want to be a little bit more naughty.
Okay.
To kind of like be a little bit more cool.
What was the most rebellious thing you did in your bid to be more naughty?
I brought snow into my classroom in science and threw it around.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
You brought snow into your...
I had a snowball fight, and that was me.
That was the
I
most
really
rebellious
enjoyed doing that.
Thing
That was your
Yeah.
skipping through a
That
wheat
was me
field.
like, wow. Cashew just breaking out.
Okay.
Yo. But I really enjoyed doing that. But again, I wrestled with the thing of, but I don't want to be too
don't
good.
want to be good.
But then I don't want to, because I want it to be more exciting.
I think that we've got this idea that good is boring.
Boring.
Like, how many times have you gone, he loves Jesus and he's ambitious and, I don't find him unattractive, but he's so nice.
Yeah.
Never, because I haven't met anyone like that. But we'll go with that idea. We'll go with that as a
does not
concept.
exist. Like,
Okay. I'm not going to lie, that's not the answer I was hoping for, and that sort of throws off
Left
the
field.
rest of this
Dealing
conversation.
with my own issues here, but fine.
Okay, Cass, have you said that?
Absolutely. I was dating a guy just last year and he was lovely. I personally did find him quite boring, but he was nice. And when I would describe him, I'd be like, yeah, he's nice.
Yeah.
Because nice, I guess in your brain just equates boring. But then I've met some nice
Saying
guys.
lots of big things
For
here.
some people, but I don't think that now. I know now that you can have a really nice guy and he also is quite exciting to you. Like, I'm dating a guy at the moment. He's a really nice guy. He's lovely. And he does love Jesus. And he's just he's cool, but I don't find him boring. But I think, sometimes nice does equal, for some people, boring. If you don't rebel and you're not, doing all these rebellious things, then you're really boring and I don't want to date you.
I think we want life to be like a roller coaster all the time, like really exciting. And the reality is like that isn't life. So the older I get, the more I'm like, okay, there'll be some days that are just kind of routine and nothing like crazy, amazing or different happens.
Yeah.
And that's also okay. But I
find that really comforting.
Yeah, I do now.
Yeah.
I mean, I've moved from, I've been living in London my whole life. I moved a couple of years ago out to the Cotswolds. Now I'm like loving my calm country life. The most exciting thing I do on Sunday is go to Waitrose at 5 to 4 before it closes. And I love it.
Wild.
Yeah,
Living
wild
life.
life.
Wild.
Whereas, you were saying you were the kind of the good one in the family. I was like the black sheep. And I did also like enjoy that position. And now I'm like, I'm just trying to chill because there's a lot going on in the world anyway. I don't need like excitement to kind of get me going. I want a soft life. I really do.
So does that come with age?
I think it comes with age and maturity, which doesn't necessarily come at the same time.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And also I was sick a couple of years ago with cancer, so I think that's given me a different perspective of like, how much excitement do I really... Chemotherapy was a lot of excitement that I don't want in my life anymore.
Yeah, you don't want the highs and then the lows.
I don't want, I just want to be calm. And also you can bring your own excitement. Like, I drink champagne on Wednesday sometimes, and that's like, woohoo! Wild.
Breaking out.
Yeah, it's a whole new me.
Resident bougie princess.
Why on Wednesdays?
Midweek fun.
Okay.
Hump day.
Love that.
What else are you going to do? Get you over that hill. I think I totally hear you with this sort of timeline and maturity and aging thing. And I feel like what I look for in a partner has grown with me dramatically. Like, I wanted the drama, I wanted the chaos, I wanted the stories when I was younger. And then I came to faith and I didn't really know, and I came to faith when I was 25, didn't really know what I wanted. I waited a long time to start dating because I wanted to root myself in whatever this new lifestyle was going to look like and work out who I was now and shed some of the stuff from before. And then when I did start dating, and I started dating a lot, and obviously I ended up writing a book about Christian dating and all of that kind of stuff, but I was looking for 4 things. And I've said this even quite recently. So someone who was fun, funny, Wait, I'll start with Faith. Faith, fun, funny, and fit, right? And I do think fit is very subjective. I think it's important that you find your partner physically attractive. It doesn't matter if no one else does. And actually, I find that, you know, I cannot think someone's attractive and then get to know them and be like, wow, you are so good looking.
Yeah.
And other people are like, oh, that's interesting that, you know, that's not my perspective, but...
That doesn't bother you?
No. Do you need everyone to think...
No, I used to. I used to feel like I wanted to be like, oh, he's quite fit, isn't he? I want people to say
That's because you're worried that if somebody sees you as someone who's not good looking, they'll be like, oh, maybe she's not that high value, she's not that good looking if that's the best she could get. And that is so warped.
Is that what I'm doing? Was doing.
That's what some people are doing. I don't want to psychoanalyse past Dole, but that's sometimes where that's coming from.
Interesting.
So those 4 things I like really focused on. But more recently, I was dating someone who, I still am, but I mean, who knows by the time this goes out. I really care about him. The way you say it with so much confidence. But last time we recorded, I was waxing lyrical about a bloke who I then broke up with, and I was like, I'm not doing that again. So tentatively, I'm seeing someone.
Can I put for me as for now?
Disclaimer.
Disclaimer.
May not last. There's no ring. But he's actually like. He's just really stable and he's really consistent. And I'd say he is really fun. He's very adventurous. I wouldn't say he's super funny. Like, he is with me and we have our in-jokes and stuff. Yeah. But he's not like a character where everyone would be like, oh my gosh, that guy is so jokes, you know. And for a while I felt I needed that. I felt I needed like the Joker and stuff like that, or someone notable for something. But actually what I find so attractive now is someone who I know is going to be stable, someone who I know is going to show up for me, someone who's going to be consistent, someone who is going to treat me really well. And actually, a lot of the time, we in the world would see all of those things and go, he's nice, you know?
Yeah, I have an acronym actually for my perfect Christian guy who I haven't met yet. Sorry, perfect guy.
So ready for this.
Yeah, so you saying stable reminded me because one of the words in there is similar to that. So my acronym it's the word Christ, and I want you to guess what each of those. So for the C.
Charismatic? No, because charisma's bad in
Christian.
the Bible. Christian.
Lauren, the most important thing which you forgot on your list, that was very important to me.
Faith last, and I don't. That is not a reflection.
It's God first. God first for me. So
Humble. Handsome.
hot.
Homely. Okay.
I've got to get in Dole mindset for this.
How do you spell Christ?
C-H-R.
Respectable. Riveting.
Respectful.
Think about what you know about me
Righteous.
and what I do on Wednesdays.
Ready to go.
Rich.
Yes.
No way, come on. No, I'm not broadcasting that. We need to put a disclaimer at the bottom that this is your opinion.
You know what?
Rich is not a thing.
Life is really expensive.
Yours is? Me.
All right, let's move on.
I do Welch's grape juice from Lidl and life is not that expensive.
We can tone it.
Welcome to our side.
C-H-R-I.
Intelligent?
Yes.
Oh. Okay. Nice. Yeah.
Yes.
That's nice.
Stable. Solid.
Stable, solid.
It's
steady.
those kinds of words. It's a very Christian word, like such a Christian word.
Sustainable.
It means no. Not
sacrificial.
It means the same as stable and like steady.
That's a
strong
word.
It's a like old
Where's your
King
Bible?
James.
Solomon, like.
Steadfast.
Steadfast. Yes.
Sorry, what did you say?
Steadfast.
No, steadfast. Steadfast.
You can say fast.
I am going to say fast.
I like the
silence my
northern.
Birmingham voice.
It's not northern. It's not northern. It's Midlands.
It's north of Watford.
It's north from here.
She's from the north. From the north.
Birmingham.
She's really not. Okay, and T is the last.
Tall.
Yes.
Oh, because you're very tall.
Yes. So Christian, hot, rich, intelligent, steadfast, and tall was my like priority.
Are they still your priorities?
They are, but I've never met anyone that fits those. The last person I dated wasn't a Christian, so the rest of the list is already like completely struck off. But I realised because I've never met anyone that fits that, so I've stopped expecting it. And what I realised, so you know, you were saying like, I worry about what people think about me with someone else. I think I worry that this person doesn't exist. There's a shortage of men. Like there's a gender imbalance in the church, right? So I'm like, there's never going to be a guy that fits, even without the Arthur Rich, right? Let's just say we forget that. I think in my head, there's never going to be a guy that fits that. So I have to settle for someone else who might be like a typical bad boy.
What would you...
No, I think this is wrong.
I was going to say...
I do think it's wrong.
This is an intervention.
I do think it's wrong. But I do think it's wrong, but I feel like that's where I've gotten to it. I've been like, you know, I'm divorced and I have met people who are amazing, but I've not met one guy, maybe one guy.
Handsome.
Actually, one guy, he wasn't Arthur Rich, but he fit the others, but he broke up with me. So that...
So they do exist.
When I was 24.
I think
Come on,
the one not to compromise on is Christian.
Yeah.
And actually, there are loads of models who date men who are shorter than them, and I so respect those guys, because it's like, you know, I've got this beautiful woman on my arm. I don't need to be 6'5". I'm fine being 5'11".
Yeah, I mean, tall was the last on my list.
That's true.
My bad boy boyfriend
tall
was 5'6".
and rich, I don't think will actually add anything to your life long term.
I would disagree about adding to my life long term.
Rich absolutely would.
Exactly.
So come on.
Well, you don't need that, because you don't need a rich.
Okay.
Moderately financially stable, yes.
Yeah, sorry. When I'm saying rich, like I mean financially stable, because the thing is, like we all talk about how money isn't important. Oh, it doesn't matter.
Sorry,
it does matter.
Yeah. In an established job that they are passionate about.
And that they love.
Earns money to sustain their lifestyle, that they're not in debt and stuff like that, and they know how to manage money. Yeah,
that's exactly what I mean. Yeah.
Okay,
I'm not
practical.
looking for like
that's
this
practical.
poor, let's live this like...
Wednesdays.
Yeah, it's not. I'm not trying to be someone who's like living a Kardashian lifestyle. But the reality is, we live in this, like everything's going up.
Yeah. Okay, wait, hang on. So, say you did meet someone who fills all of that criteria, whether or not we agree with the criteria.
Can you speak to the camera so that they are aware that's what I'm looking for?
Yeah, please put Dole's phone number at the bottom. Just, if you fit that description, this could be yours. But what do you think that guy's looking for? What do you think a Christian man wants in a woman? Do they want a bad girl?
They want me.
They want you. Yes, and that's probably the end.
I'm absolutely convinced that I am the perfect woman.
Tell me why, though. What characteristics do you have that someone would want? I'm not disagreeing with you.
Yeah, I am kind, resourceful, witty.
Yes.
And intelligent.
Beautiful.
Love Jesus. First, all right, they should have gone first. So I love Jesus. I'm beautiful. I'm strong-hearted, soft-minded, and I'm good at what I do work-wise, and I work really hard. I love children, I love dogs and animals.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just perfect.
This has basically turned into the shopping channel.
It has.
Where we're selling you.
Do we go around and do this for each
No, because you guys are dating right now.
But we may not be.
Okay, that's true.
Or I'm dating right now. Subject to release date.
There you go.
And longevity of relationship.
That's true.
That's true. What do you think Christian men are looking for in a woman?
You see, I think that they have an idea of what they think they should want, but then again, are they after the bad girls? You know? Because do they want the church girls? Because they describe church girls as whatever that is boring. So I think they want the woman that is... I, for example, dated a guy years ago, and I do comedy, so I am quite... You know, I will tell jokes in public, but he wanted his wife to be a wife, and he didn't want her to be charismatic in public. He wanted her to be very quiet and sit there and nod and smile. And I was like, well, that's not me. So that's what he wanted. He was a Christian, he was a pastor's son, and that's what he wanted. He wanted that kind of, that was a Christian woman to him, and I was like, well, maybe I'm not that.
I think there are a lot of Christian men. I think that there are some who are like, oh, you know, these Christian girls need to be a bit more flirty or need to be a bit more that, and I don't want the sort of cardigans and da-da-da. But then also we've got those Christian sort of women who like just aren't meek enough. They aren't quiet enough. They're not. And I for a long time felt like I was too much. I was too loud.
Too loud.
I was too bold, too outspoken, too funny, you know, for Christian men. And actually I needed to tone it down. And I don't think that anymore, but I do think not all Christian men want what I offer, and they do want someone who's just that little bit more gentle. You know. Okay, so if I were to summarise this, I'd say, in the past, maybe we have liked bad boys, different degrees of bad boys.
Absolutely.
Yeah, different.
Oh yeah,
It's subjective, you know, that sort of, but actually what we need to be is encouraging blokes to recognise the masculinity that Jesus showed, rather than that sort of toxic masculinity. And then I guess just that Dole's the perfect partner, and hit us up if you're...
Only if you fit my Christ acronym though.
Don't worry about her acronym. If you're Christian and you want to go on a date, then that's fine by us, okay? Thanks for tuning in to Sisterhood. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe on TBN UK TV for more incredible Christ-centred content. And you can hit that notification bell so that we'll tell you every Saturday when one of these episodes airs.